Hi, my name is Terry Heath and I'm Chief Operating Officer here at Maverrik. You join me on the Maverrik podcast and I hope you'll spend just this next few minutes listening to what I've got to say, and I hope that it helps your business. So what is the topic today? The topic is which social media platforms are best for your business. Of course, there's a whole myriad of platforms out there and available now for you to push, promote your business on, drive for sales, become a leading thinker, all of that sort of stuff. So where do you start? Well, let me cover three key areas. I could talk about this all day, but let's, in the short time we've got together, talk about three key areas. Area number one, or key point number one, understanding your ICP, your ideal client profile. So it's that avatar of who is that individual. Think about who is most likely to buy your product or engage in your services. So you've got to have that individual in mind, their age range, maybe their gender, maybe it's geography, seniority in a company. Are we talking big companies, small companies? Who are those people? Build that picture of who your ideal client is. Once you know that, then we can move on to the second part, which is which platforms give you the easiest route to your ICPs, to your ideal client profile. You can just take some time and think about it. So with all the platforms that we've got, give you some examples. Facebook. So the demographic we're looking at Facebook, slightly older these days. They normally saying 25 up to 40 now is the biggest age group that are around on Facebook. Is that the age group you're looking to hit? If it's a younger demographic, then you need to be looking at the platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, other platforms like that. So you need to do a little bit of research and think about, where are my audience? Where are they inhabiting? Where are they living? Which platform are they most commonly on? And think about it in this terms, as I said, which platforms give you the easiest route to your ideal client profiles or people? Second thing that we need to think about, what do you want to say? Now, this is important, because a lot of people are just rushing onto platforms and just literally throwing anything out there. In almost desperation state, I need to get something said, I just need to be heard, I need to be seen, and so they're putting out there. But what do you actually want to say? Well, to frame that, think about this question. What is the purpose of you being on this platform? Whatever the platform may be, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, we can keep listing them. Whatever the purpose, what is the purpose of you being on this platform? So just to give you some examples of where I think it can go, you could be there for networking purposes. So great platform for that, LinkedIn. You're there for sales leads. Well, depending what your product is, that could be Instagram, that could be TikTok, that could be LinkedIn, it could be other channels. What about brand awareness? And what about becoming a leading voice as well? What is your purpose for being on that platform? So once you've got that established, now you know what you want to start saying. So what is your value proposition? Remember, your competitors are probably showing up on the same platforms. So what sets you out as different from them? What is that unique thing that you have that they may not have? What is that advantage that you have that they don't have? So think about that when you're putting together your content, when you're putting it out there and you're communicating to your audience. Think about what you want to say. Think about how and what you communicate to that ideal client profile. And when you're putting your content together, here's a tip. Imagine you're speaking to one person. Don't speak in terms of third party, they, them, this, us, although those sort of things, because when somebody reads it and engages with it, all that happens is they're detached from it. Make it applicable to the reader. Actually hone in. Who am I talking to? Let's talk directly to them. And then let's look at the last point. So measure your engagement. This is so important, because you could be spending a lot of time on a platform trying to engage your audience and never knowing, is my message getting across? Are people engaging? Am I getting responses? Is the effort that I'm putting in on this platform worth it? You might find that you're on the wrong platform, but you'll only ever know that if you actually measure. So there's plenty of software out there, some great examples you can go out there, where it'll help you measure the interaction with your content. But also think about, what are the topics that resonate with your audience? What are the topics that resonate with your audience? Here's a bit of a throwaway tip for you. One of the things that you need to really think about, and when you're measuring, is when you're putting your content together and what you want to say, which is the second point, think about what are the common problems and issues that your ideal clients face. What are those common things that frustrate them that you know you can solve? That's what you want to be talking about. That's the topics. Now, once you're talking about them, you can measure the response to that. Does it hit the note with individuals to the point that they start responding on your content? They start watching it, they're replying to it, they're engaging it. Are they coming into the conversation of the content that you're putting up there? And so measure the response that you're getting. If you're not getting the response and you keep putting in the work, you might be on the wrong platform and you need to change and move. And I mentioned using those analytic tools. Get a tool that helps you measure. Shield app, if you've ever heard, 𝗕cie I think it is. Google Analytics, Hootsuite, other software like that will help you measure your response to your content. So put this stuff in place and measure what you're doing. Don't let your efforts be wasted or in vain. Find out how they're reacting. So let's just recap. Number one, understand your ICP, your ideal client profile. Who is it you want to be talking to? Once you've defined that, then you can start thinking about which platforms are they actually on? Where are they most commonly to be found? You want to be looking for the platforms that give you the easiest route to those individuals. Next, what do you want to actually say? So think about the content that you're going to put out, the sort of people that you're going to be addressing and talking to. Now, if I'm talking to a demographic, let's say 18 to 25, the way I present my content is going to be totally different to the way I would present my content to a 25 to 40 age group. The type of content that I would use, am I going to use video? I'm going to use infographics? Am I going to use polls or articles? Or what are those things that I want to use? Think about your audience and how they interact with media and with content. And then that last point, measuring your engagement. So important that you could be putting in hours and hours creating amazing content and it's getting no traction at all. You'll only know that if you're tracking it over a period of time. Another tip for you, don't go off just one or two posts. It'll drive you mad. One post will be up, one post will be down. You'll be trying to figure out, measure it over a period of time. What are the trends? What's happening? How is your engagement going? Then you'll have more information available that helps direct you in the right place. Test on different platforms if you're not sure where your ideal audience are or how they best interact, and see what works for you. Well, I hope that's helped you today. If you want any information, get in touch with us at Maverrik, and we'll be more than happy to give you a hand for you personally and your business. Thank you.